And that brings me to another point, is that is the people, the performers, do they really need to know the language into which they sing into?
That's a very good question also. Not as a speaking language,
Okay.
but one of the things that's really important is that they know the traditions of the score.
Okay.
And not only how to pronounce, whether it's mostly Italian and French that we do. And we've done some American opera where English, by the way, is not the easiest language to sing.
Not in opera, at least.
That's correct.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
As much as it is in rock and roll.
Right, or musical theater, right? That's absolutely
Right,
true. But there, as far as the pronunciation, they are trained and coached
Okay.
on those things, and many of them, since they've been doing it for so long, it's
So
easy for them.
How long does it take a performer to arrive from the first day they start and they got their first little intro to something to become that lead into a play?
It varies. It varies. There are some that start very young. In fact, in this generation now of singers, they're starting younger than ever. Some of them have to be very careful, though, and this is something that even the average opera lover may not know. But when a singer begins early, they have to be very careful what repertoire they sing.
Right.
Because they can actually hurt their voices
Break their
if they do
box.
something too soon, something that's either too heavy or too light or too forceful, etc., etc. But it's an interesting thing as far as the amount of time. It could take anywhere from, I would say, 3 to maybe 12 years.
Wow.
Many stick to it a long time. Some of them begin in the chorus. Some of them grow into the comprimario roles and finally to principal singers. I mean, we've had several like that who started with us, and we're very proud of this,
Right.
that we bridged their careers from our area to the Metropolitan Opera stage.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you are really a conduit, and that will bring me to that question. Meaning, I know you have a passion for the opera. This is your life, has been your life. But when you have created Boheme Opera, you always have a mission and an end game to what you create. So is this one of them?
Well, creating the art form and the capacity to do main stage opera, that's part of it. But one of the things that Joseph and I both feel are very important. Yeah, try that again. One of the things that I feel is very important is that we think about the way the public perceives the art form.
Right.
A long time ago, it was that opera was, very highfalutin, and you had to dress up, and it was expensive to go, and if you had dinner, it could be a $500 night. Those days are over.
Okay.
Those days are over. We don't care how people dress when they come to the opera. As long as they partake and of what we have to offer. I think many of them have their favorite operas that they like to attend. Sometimes we call them cash cows because we get big audiences, such as Traviata.
Right.
And one coming up this season, Carmen.
Yes.
And I do want to talk a teeny bit about that.
Sure.
But the whole idea of enriching the community and bringing something to them that they might not have thought about attending. Maybe it's on their bucket list one time.
Right.
There have been many people that have told me they went to the opera. They had never been to one. They saw Madame Butterfly, or they saw Rigoletto. They saw operas that really had that memorable flavor. Very memorable tunes or arias that people sing, or maybe there was a character that they loved, or maybe there was the costume they wore, or whatever it is, and then they're hooked.
Yes.
So I'm
It happened to me
Thrilled
with
that-
Butterfly, Madame Butterfly.
Oh yes, yeah.
That was an amazing performance, and it's
Oh.
true that even in, like, if you know nothing, about opera, or you have not been influenced in any, so you go see a performance like this, and there's no way that you can come out without having an impression on you. And then you want to perhaps go a little bit further, and that was to your point, is like, you bring those big names, and then you kind of get your followers, and then present them with other things.
Your Town Tube is today's #1 all-local promotion, social media and networking in the Princeton-Mercer region. The most effective, attractive, quickest, and affordable ways to reach a huge local audience.